So honestly, the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG format of January 2019 is actually pretty good right now. We have Sky Striker as the best deck, and we also have Altergeist and Thunder Dragons. Honestly, arguably, the meta hasn't really established itself well enough to determine the best deck, at least in my opinion. Sky Striker didn't really do so well at YCS Sydney, but Altergeist won the event, and Thunder Dragons took 2 of top 4, and Altergeist took 2 of top 4, so it's really evenly split, especially considering Sky Striker was named the best deck before this event. So right now, we don't really have a set best deck, I guess you could say, but right now, we have a pretty good format, but that doesn't mean we cannot make Banlist predictions, especially considering the next ban list is probably coming up, as Konami has officially stated that the next ban list will come out no sooner than January 21st. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing my predictions for the January/February 2019 Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list. So I always do January and February because I always like to be safe, but yeah, anyways, let's get right into this. So starting with an oddball right from the start, which not necessarily an oddball, it makes sense once you hear it, but you wouldn't necessarily expect this. I suggest that Fairytale Snow should be banned on this ban list. So why do I say Fairytale Snow should be banned? Well, Thunder Dragons have been using Fairytale Snow in their decks, and obviously it's absolutely crazy, considering you can go Fairytale Snow, you make 2 Colossus, and you have an incredible grind game, as first off, you're using Colossus to grind it out, you also have Snow, which is another disruption to deal with your opponent's cards. Sure, it may not be that optimal against Sky Striker, but at the same time, 2 Colossus is annoying for Sky Striker to deal with regardless. So Fairytale Snow is definitely a card that has impacted the Thunder Dragon strategy, especially, again, considering just how powerful of a card Snow has been. It's been bonkers with Thunder Dragons as of recent, especially considering we can use Curious with it, we can use Dangers to get access to Curious, and just overall, it's really good in Thunder Dragons and will most likely be the new norm for that deck. But as well, this card has been crazy in Grass style deck, and obviously that's kind of different because Grass can mill like 20 cards, but at the same time, Grass is still very good, but at the same time, while Grass is really good, that doesn't change the fact that Snow is just standalone very powerful. If you can get the required 7 cards in the grave, it can do a lot, and as shown with Thunder Dragons, this card has been doing a lot. So even though Grass is banned, Thunder Dragons have been taking advantage of Snow very well, and I feel as though in the future, Snow will be abused more and more, and so it's better to ban Fairytale Snow now rather than leaving it unbanned. Next, I'm going to talk about the obvious cards that need to be hit, Rango and Gum Bar. So I don't really feel like I need to explain why these 2 cards should be banned, but I'll explain it regardless. So real quick, Gum Bar is terribly designed and degenerate. I mean, being able to discard 4 cards from your opponent's hand for absolutely free is kind of crazy. Even though you're losing 4 cards, that isn't necessarily relevant, considering the fact that you can usually do this with resources. Like, for example, Phoenix Blade can add back to hand, which is a free resource to discard. You have Dangers, which obviously gets you more cards if they're discarded. And so it is actually pretty simple to discard 4 cards from your hand. But you'll also usually have something to back up the Gum Bar with, and then from there, you take out 4 cards out of your opponent's hand, which is pretty crazy. Then you have Rango, which Rango has never necessarily been a degenerate or abusable card as much as it has been recently, considering how Rango was created at the time where the game was much slower. And so you think, oh, well, you can't really summon Rango with all of these materials, meaning, well, it's not that good. And at the time, sure, it wasn't that good. But now Rango is at a point where you can summon it with 6 materials or more. It's crazy because of how links have been produced and just how powerful they are. You can efficiently summon Rango with 5 to 7 materials very easily. And so with that in mind, Rango definitely needs to get hit. It shouldn't be in the game as it is right now. And as well, the same thing applies to Gum Bar. Right now, they are both very degenerate cards and both need to be banned. Another card that correlates with the Warrior decks or the Link Spam decks or the Rango decks, etc. is Summon Sorceress. I feel as though Summon Sorceress should be banned. Well, okay, it's not necessarily as degenerate as something like Rango or Gum Bar, but it is 100% too generic. I mean, think about it. You can run this card in Warriors, you can run this card in Thunder Dragons. Any combo deck gets absolutely better because of Summon Sorceress, and as well the fact that you can use Reproducus to easily get access to Summon Sorceress. If you're playing a deck with many different types, you just go Reproducus, change the type of a card that's under it, and then you link for Summon Sorceress. It gives you so much easy access to Summon Sorceress, it's not even funny. And obviously Reproducus shouldn't get hit considering, well, it's not really that good of a card unless we're talking about its applicability with Summon Sorceress. So Summon Sorceress definitely needs to get banned considering it's just too generic. It's a free special summon from the deck, which by the way can be terrible for the future of the game. I mean, think about it. It was abused with something like Malicious. It can be abused with other cards, and it's just kind of scary for the future if Summon Sorceress continues to be in the game. It makes every combo deck better just because you can run Summon Sorceress in it. And even control decks can use this card to add speed. So the fact that this gives so much more speed and so much more power to more specifically combo decks, yeah, Summon Sorceress definitely needs to get banned. So next I'm going to talk about more archetype specific hits. For example, I'm going to say for Sky Strikers, we need to mimic the OCG and put Kagari to 1, Widowmaker to 2, and Engage to 2. So these hits absolutely 100% mimic what the OCG did. And maybe the deck won't be necessarily dead. I mean, it's not dead in the OCG. However, the difference with the OCG and the TCG is in the OCG, they have Pot of Avarice. And while obviously I don't live in the OCG, I can definitely assume that Pot of Avarice is a big deal, considering the fact that they have 3 copies of it, meaning not only are they able to recycle the Kagari, but well, it's another +1. And they can easily put monsters in the grave as well, because just in general, that's how Sky Strikers work. You can link summon over and over again, and now with 4 Sky Striker Link monsters post Savage Strike, it is very easy to fill the requirement of having that many monsters in your graveyard. Engage in Widow Anchor to 2, I don't feel like would be enough to hit this deck, as we'd probably have to wait a bit longer for this deck to really be hurt. But if we also have Kagari at 1, that definitely hurts the deck quite a lot, and I really feel like Konami will actually do this as well because of Salamence Grades. So remember, they want you to buy the new products, and obviously a lot of people are going to buy that product. I mean, Ash Blossom is reprinted in it, just so many cards are in that set, and it's really good. If you guys want to see a video about me discussing the Salamence Grade structure deck as well, go into the top right corner of this video and check out the link to find my video about the Salamence Grade structure deck. Konami obviously wants to promote new product, and so with that, we need to go out with the old and in with the new. And one way of doing that is by hurting Sky Striker much more, to the point where it's not really tier 1 anymore. And so people will be picking up Salamence Grade because it will be the next best control deck. Next, I think we need to talk about Thunder Dragon. So Thunder Dragons, obviously, the first most important hit that needs to happen is Gold Sarcophagus to 1. And this 100% needs to be limited if Thunder Dragons are going to continue to exist in general. Roar and Dark make Gold Sarcophagus basically a Rhoda, a Zodiac Barrage, basically a card that special summons from the main deck, or whatever else you need if it can be banished for the archetype. So honestly, this card is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. In Thunder Dragons, it's really absurd. Sometimes it can be redundant if you just have access to everything already, but definitely you need to limit Gold Sarcophagus. There's a reason why every Thunder Dragon list will be playing 3 copies of it. Next, I had a bit of trouble thinking of what the other hit should be, because if we're banning Snow, I don't feel like a hit to Brilliant Fusion would be nearly as good. But with that in mind, I think the best possible hit as of right now that I can think of would be Colossus to 2. Now, this might seem really weird at first. I mean, why would you semi-limit Colossus? They can still set up 2 Colossus very easily. Well, there's a few small reasons that start to add up. One is 2 Colossus hurts the grind game of this deck. So if you're going first, you can no longer use a 3rd Colossus for something like a Titan. You basically have to really manage your resources much better. It's like how Kagari would be hit to 1, except much worse, because you're going through 3 Colossus every turn 1 typically, unless you're playing a different variant of the deck. So 2 Colossus definitely hurts the grind game of this deck, and can really just, if they break your board, the longevity of this deck becomes a lot worse, because you need need to have a Thunder Dragon fusion in order to recycle your Colossus. Next, obviously there's no 3 Colossus boards anymore. What this means is that for a deck like Sky Striker or the upcoming Salamangreats, this means you can play through boards much easier because they don't have the option of going triple Colossus. Games 2 and 3, this would usually be what would happen, but it's something important to note. As well, the last thing is it removes the rank 8 access. So recently, a lot of Thunder Dragon players have been adding Hope Harbinger to their extra decks along with Thunder Dragon Duo. This way they can easily make more rank 8 plays and help protect your Thunder Dragons. Well, if this happens, then you cannot go double Colossus and a rank 8. You have to end on 2 Colossus Titan. That will be your main ending board unless you're playing the Danger variant. I want to talk about Altergeist next, and honestly, I don't see them hitting this deck that much. Now you might be wondering, oh, don't you want to go out with the old and in with the new? Well, the thing is we are going in with the new if we keep Altergeist around. Think about it this way, Pot of Indulgence is coming out in Savage Strike, and that's going to be a big chase card in the set. And what's the best deck right now that can use Pot of Indulgence? Well, that would most certainly be Altergeist. If Altergeist were to stay around, that increased sales of the product because more people would want Pot of Indulgence for Altergeist. And so with that in mind, I only see them hitting Multi-Figure to 2. If they hit Multi-Figure to 1, then that'd be a much more big deal, and I definitely think that would hurt the deck quite tremendously, but at the same time, I don't see it going down to 1 right now. The deck just only got their first win at a YCS. Sure, the representation has been way better recently, but remember, at the start they were that good, and they've slowly been getting better and better as the format has been progressing, so I definitely think Multi-Figure will go down to 2, but I don't see it going down to 1 just yet. The last card I'm going to talk about on this list, which might actually come as a surprise, is honestly Danger Nessie getting banned. So you might be wondering, oh, Danger Nessie, what good is that gonna do? Well, think about it this way. If Danger Nessie is banned, you're removing the best Danger out of the equation. And don't argue with me, this is 100% the best Danger. Sure, Burning Abyss may not run Nessie as much, but there's a reason Danger Nessie is the best Danger. Also, if you guys wanted me to go more in depth on why Dangers are so crazy, I have made other videos in the past on Dangers, so I don't want to overwhelm you guys with Danger videos, but if you guys want me to go over Dangers in depth and why the archetype is just so ridiculous, then comment down below and I'd be happy to make that. Why is Danger Nessie the best Danger monster? Well, it's simply due to the fact that it is 2 chances at resolving a danger effect in hand. So what do I mean by this? Well, Danger Nessie will reveal itself, and obviously if your opponent doesn't hit Danger Nessie, then you can special summon Danger Nessie from your hand. But then one thing to keep in consideration is they can hit the Danger Nessie. So if they do hit the Danger Nessie, you have another opportunity at resolving a danger effect. So you can go, if they hit Danger Nessie effect, get a search for Tsukinoko or Jackalope depending on the scenario, and then you can go their effect, and from there, that's your second opportunity at a danger effect. It's level 7, which is probably the best level for pure dangers, considering it can make Tomahawk, but just in general, again, it's by far the best danger, because it's the only one that replaces itself in hand with another one. Tsukinoko is great because it special summons itself guaranteed, and along with Jackalope, but you usually want to be able to discard and special and draw. And with that, Danger Nessie gives you 2 opportunities at that rather than just 1. So this is why I feel Danger Nessie should be banned. I don't necessarily think every card will get banned or something ridiculous like that. I think the biggest hit this deck could receive is if Danger Nessie, Danger Tsukinoko, and Danger Jackalope were all banned, or 2 of the 3. Because basically, if all 3 are banned, you're taking away the best options Danger has. So for example, now there won't be a specific Danger that would guarantee a special summon, and meaning that if they do hit the Danger in hand, then your plays become significantly worse. So if they really want to take it that far, then they could ban all 3, but I don't see them banning all 3, especially considering Dangers are still going to get new support. And so honestly, I don't see them getting hit that much, if at all. And while this is only losing 1 Danger, the pure variant loses the best Danger, and the engine becomes considerably worse. And so with that in mind, if I'm missing something, comment down below, but these have been my January/February 2019 2019 Banlist predictions for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to support me further than just watching my YouTube videos, go down into the description and support me on Patreon. It helps out quite immensely. As well, if you guys want to talk to me further than just my YouTube comment section, go down into the description and join my Discord server. Thank you guys so much for watching, and with that, I hope to see you soon.